The first drink is going to be the Citrus Power Punch, okay? And you should have your recipe sheet here that I emailed out to you. This one has 2 oranges, 2 grapefruits, and 1 pineapple, 1 red bell pepper. I did substitute with an orange bell pepper because I wasn't able to find a red one. The red ones are highest in vitamin C, but the orange one is still fantastic. 1 lemon, 1 lime, and we're gonna have a piece of ginger root in here as well. And then the kombucha, if you notice, is what we are going to add that is going to give it that bubbly taste. And it just mixes in so beautifully with the fresh juices, and it gives it that little kick. And you can select different flavors with the kombuchas. The specific company I'm using is amazing. It's organic, all natural, no added carbonation, but yet it feels like it's carbonated when you pour it into your juice. So that's really important to me. It did meet my stringent standards to be able to use and create a healthy mocktail that we could enjoy. Okay, so here's this drink. I'm going to swap it out. I have the apple, actually, yeah, I have the apple one here. Maybe I will do the apple one first. No, I'll do it after. Okay, the apple one is going to be so good too. Okay, so I'm going to cut everything up. I like to use my serrated knife, which is a bread knife, to cut up and peel my oranges and my pineapple, which I did do the pineapple already, so it's prepped and ready just to have that done ahead of time. So there's the pineapple. And I'm going to just go ahead and cut the skins off of the oranges. Now everything is organic. The peel, I often get asked the question about the peel, if you can leave the peel on. And you definitely can. It's going to be more, there's a lot of nutrition in the peel, plus it's going to be a more tart, a stronger, bitter taste to the juice. So that's often why people will peel it, is because they don't want that bitter taste. But I like to add some of the nutrition in there and that little punch of bitterness. As long as your produce is organic, feel free to leave the peel on. A little bit of it, like I've done here, or a lot of it. You can kind of experiment and see what you like and what works best for you. Now remember, bitter is very good for our livers. It helps the liver, it stimulates it to actually dump and cleanse. So I think oftentimes we have a lot of non-bitters, you know, we're eating things that are sweeter, you know, the apples and the pineapple. And you want to include more bitters, so bitter greens, more tart and sour things, anything that kind of, you know, makes your mouth salivate and you're like, oh, this is really tart. Well, that's going to be really good for you and really good for your liver. So that's something you want to think about and add, especially during the winter time, so you can stimulate that liver to work appropriately. Now you'll notice that I'm cutting everything up. Here's the grapefruits now. Everything is organic, and you want to make sure that you're getting as organic and natural as possible. I like to choose my produce from farmers that I know, organic growers, or from natural grocers, because natural grocers is a healthy food chain store that only has organic produce. Not only do they only have organic produce, but they do not use any wax on their produce at all. Not that new stuff called a pill. They don't have that on there. So that's why I choose them to get my organic produce from, if I'm not able to get it directly from the tree, you know? So keep that in mind if that's a possibility for you. I'm sure there's some other health food stores out there that can get you organic produce that doesn't have any wax on it either. So do your best, okay? And I'm chopping everything up because not only am I used to it, because I've been juicing for 30 years and I've had a lot of different kinds of juicers, and I'm used to cutting the produce up rather small to fit into the different juicers. However, now I have my Nama J2 juicer, and you'll notice that it has the large hopper on top, which we can open and actually place the entire big grapefruit in there if we want to, which is really nice, really handy. But I'm kind of used to chopping things up. So I do that, and I find that that also makes the juicing, it go even quicker because it just pulls it down when it's chopped up. But I'll kind of just leave them in big wedges so you can see that as well, okay? All right, we're almost done here. I'm just gonna chop up the lemon real quick. Lemon is so good for us if you've been experiencing any kind of cough or cold or a little illness this season already. Make sure that you're including that lemon. Have your lemon in water with a little apple cider vinegar and just sip on that. That does wonders. It is amazing. It works really fast too. It helps to clear the throat and boost the immune system and help to alkalinize the system. Okay, so here's the orange bell pepper. I like to use bell peppers and make sure I'm cutting them up, making sure there's nothing looking kind of rotten inside. If there is, then I will just cut that out. Because sometimes that's another reason I like to cut everything up, is because you want to make sure that there's no rotten parts inside, especially with apples. Okay, otherwise I would just throw the whole thing in there, but this one had some rotten spots inside, so I'm glad that I opened that one up. Just take those out, but when it looks beautiful and clean inside, I will just use the entire thing, okay? I'm just kind of ripping this one up with my fingers. Okay, so I got 2 oranges, 2 grapefruits, I have the pineapple, the bell pepper, the lemon lime, and the piece of ginger. This is going to be so good. Just wait till you see the finished juice. So here's the ginger, it's a pretty big piece. Okay, so it's going to give it a nice kick. I like to cut off the end where it had been previously cut at the store. And just make sure there's no little parts on the end. So I just kind of clean that up a little bit. I do leave the peel on, but if you want to peel your ginger, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just rinse my hands here real quick. Okay. Let's get to juicing this first recipe. Juicing can be fun. It's something I really enjoy doing, and I hope this empowers you to juice more, especially during the winter time, okay? It helps me in so many ways, just to feel hydrated, to feel nutritionally fed, and I just notice everything about my life is so much better when I'm juicing. My sleep, my energy. So I'm just filling up the hopper here. I'm going to throw in that ginger root. Orange, and there's a fill line right there, so you want to make sure that you do your best to stay to that fill line if you're also using this juicer. Close it, and there we go. So it's like a little assistant. It's going to juice while I start to prep the next recipe, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and open up the spout here so it can just be continually pouring the juice out. I'm going to give this little area here a little quick clean. And I can start prepping my other items here. Move the ACV over here. It smells so good. So this one has the Asian pear in it. I absolutely love Asian pear. It's so good. It's so sweet. And remember, if you are getting the fruits that are in season, that's better because that's what your body needs. So whatever is in season and whatever is growing around you, wild herbs and things, just make sure that they're safe. Those are usually what the body needs to get healthier and to heal. Things like dandelion, mallow, a lot of items that are abundant certain times of the year. So you can see that's almost done juicing right there, what I put in the hopper. I'm going to go ahead and open the lid. It'll automatically shut off for me, and I'm going to load some more items. Makes it fast and smooth to do. Okay, and some more pineapple. close the lid and it starts juicing again. So I'll let that keep doing its job while I finish cutting up the pears. Makes everything go nice and quickly. So I have my smooth knife to do the apples, and then I like to switch to my serrated knife for the oranges, the lemons, the pineapples. So I think it's so fun to be able to go to parties and gatherings and have your own healthy drink. That's something that I do. I take my festive juice with me, my mocktail drink, and then I love to share that drink with others at the party, and usually everybody loves it. And I know I get to drink what's healthy and good for me, and I get to share that with others. Apples look good. These are Honeycrisp, I believe. These are the Honeycrisp apples. Sometimes I use Red Delicious apples or Cosmic Crisp, the Gala apples, Fuji apples. I will just mix up whatever apples I want to use in all of my recipes because they're all so good. So delicious. Okay, that's almost done here. I have a few more items to put in here, so I'm just going to add the rest, and it's done. And then we'll add in the other item, the kombucha, and I'll show you how to dress that one up. It's going to look really nice. Always make sure you cut your apples, even though, like I said, you could put the whole entire fruit in this specific juicer. Make sure you cut open your apples just to make sure there's nothing rotten in there, okay? So when you're making your drinks, of course, following the recipes, I already have the flavor balance all made up for you and everything, but when you're creating your own, kind of think about what you want to create, you know, sweet and sour, the balance of it, and what other components that you want to add. Look at how full, whoo, that almost spilled. And that happens to me sometimes when I'm teaching. I always will ask somebody, keep an eye on that because it almost spilled because I get busy teaching and talking. But it did not spill, thank goodness. I caught it just in time. It's pretty full though. I'll do a little reverse on here for a few seconds. Okay, there we go. It is pretty full. I have my beautiful pitcher here. I have to be really careful because I let this fill pretty high. Ah! Woo! Yay! There we go. Okay, and give this a little rinse here. And we have our first drink. If you have a punch bowl, this is also something you might want to serve in your punch bowl, which looks really pretty because then we can put the festive ice cubes floating around in the punch bowl, as well as some fresh fruits. Got the ginger, the kombucha. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pour our first one. I'm going to leave a little space there so I can grab an ice cube. I want to show you that. So just make your festive ice cubes ahead of time. And then you can have those, like I said, to set in the punch bowl or in individual glasses, or you can even put them in a large pitcher, okay? See if I can get these out. They're in there pretty good. I usually take them out to thaw. Oh, came out really nice and easy. So here we go. And you can just set that in there beautifully. Keep it nice and chilled. Now in the ice cubes I have some rosemary, some orange, rose petals, and mint. Okay. So you can put your glass straw in here. Let's see. I have my bamboo straw. And also I was gonna add the kombucha, so I needed to leave it. I'll just drink a little bit and I'll show you. Okay. So good. Such a great balance. Okay, now let's talk about the kombucha. Let's see. GTS is a good brand of kombucha that you can get. This one is called Earth, E-R-T-H, and it has spiced pineapple in this one. And this one is called Rainbow, and it has apple cider vinegar, it has organic apple in it, carrot juice, so a few different things, lemon, really, really good, parsley. So it's gonna add that little kick to the drink to make it fancy, like a fancy mocktail, okay? And I'm not putting anything in a shaker cup or shaking it up or any of that. I feel like you can just create it really easily like this. So you just kind of have to decide. I think I'll do the Earth one. We'll mix that in here. And you can just pour it as you're serving. It's kind of fizzing up there. It's beautiful. You can do that into each person's cup, or you can just actually pour the entire can into the pitcher, add your ice, some fresh mint in there, and just serve it. Looks gorgeous like that. Really good. Really, really yummy. And then I have a toothpick here ready with some cranberries and a pineapple on it. And then I have this one with blackberries and a pineapple on it. So you can just add that in to your drink. So you have the ice cube there, and the pineapple, and the blackberries. It's delicious. Can you imagine serving this at a party or just having a drink for yourself to enjoy in the evening? It's really relaxing, and it just makes you feel like you're having something fun and festive. And it's something that's going to help you get healthier actually and feel better. And that's just so important. It's so important for us to put our health first in everything that we do. So delicious. Now you can dress these up even more depending on the mix. With the apple one, we're going to put some cinnamon in there, sprinkle it on top. I also like to add the carob powder to different ones. There was one I made in the last class that was pineapple dream mocktail, I called it. It was really, really good. Has a lot of froth on it. Looks absolutely gorgeous to serve at a party. But I'm just going to sprinkle on some of the carob, and it dresses up the drink really nicely. And it adds a little bit of that sweet kind of chocolate taste. It's not chocolate, but it tastes like chocolate. It's good. It's really good with the little carob on there. And if you need to get some carob, I have an Amazon storefront. You can look on there. I have this one and some other ones. I have carob nibs on there as well, and more things. So if you want to look on there for some straws and pitchers and fun stuff, you can. As well as a discount to this juicer if anybody's interested in this one. But any juicer that you have is gonna work. Just juice and make some fun festive drinks.